Okay, aloha kakahiaka, Land Use Commission members. Mahalo nui for having me be able to testify. I'm Manu Kaiama, and it sounds like there's a lot of UH affiliated people. I'm a professor at the University of Hawaii at Scheidler College of Business. I also have a dual appointment at Kamakakua I'm sorry. Got it? Okay, thank you. I'm also a practicing certified public accountant, and I have my own business also. I'm here as a Hawaiian national, and I am in support of the petition that's been put in front of you. This commission that you all serve on was established in 1961, and it has a kuleana to preserve and protect. So you have a kuleana to preserve and protect Hawaii, land, okay? So from a Hawaiian perspective, as the aina of our ancestors, you really do have an awesome kuleana towards our people, a belief of a majority of Hawaiians. The LUC designated Mauna Kea as a conservation land, maikai, mahalo nui, which means you have a duty to enforce kalamai conservation district laws. We are here in part to discuss that fact that the 13 existing telescopes, their ancillary structures, and now the proposed TMT are inconsistent with that definition. Your definition of conservation land use. I strongly believe that if UH had come to this body to begin with, to actually attempt to rezone from conservation to urban, this commission would have never agreed. After doing your homework and finding out just what Mauna Kea means to a majority of people, especially on Hawaii Island. Which is why I personally believe that the university did not come to you to begin with. They chose to circumvent that part of the law. Okay, unfortunately, the existing observatories, research facilities, offices, parking lots, etc., basically an urban sprawl, an industrial complex, is inconsistent, which is our polite way of saying illegal, with a reference to conservation district uses. Is the University of Hawaii representing a minority of scientists who continue to claim, and I've been around long enough to hear this over and over again, that this next observatory will be the last one. This is it. Okay? Is the university yet again above the law? Please grant this petition to declare that the unbridled development of Mauna Kea is contrary to a conservation designation. Thus reject the CDUP granted for the construction of the TMT and/or require that they follow the law to first apply for a district boundary amendment. And then you may collectively and unanimously deny it. You may be a part of a great legacy here, a turning of the tide for justice for Hawaiians. I hope that you agree that this kuleana is awesome. Mahalo.
Mahalo. Questions from the commissioners? Mahalo.
Mahalo.
Dexter Kaiama, followed by Laura Ocasio. Aloha.
Aloha.
Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give is the truth?
Yes, I do. Ovau Dexter Ke'eomuku Kaiama. Thank you and good morning, Chairman and Commission members. Ka'ohe, the summit of Mauna Awa Kea, is lands of the Hawaiian Kingdom government and under an illegal prolonged occupation by the U.S. The Ahupua'a of Ka'ohe is lands that have never been the subject of a legal cession. There is no treaty of annexation with the U.S., no Leila, therefore, no legal cession, The U.S. Joint Resolution is a municipal law that has no extraterritorial force of effect under both U.S. and international law. The Joint Resolution is an unlawful infringement into the territorial integrity of the Hawaiian Kingdom and unlawful usurpation of sovereignty. Accordingly, the state of Hawaii possesses no legal title, no valid legal title to Ka'ohe. That notice is respectfully conveyed to this commission. Pending the end of the illegal occupation and lawful transition back to the Hawaiian Kingdom under the mandates of international law, this commission is duly notified of its obligation to administer the laws of the Hawaiian Kingdom, or at a minimum, to legislate and or administer in a manner not inconsistent with the laws of the Hawaiian Kingdom. It is my testimony that any designation change of Ka'ohe from conservation will be an administration inconsistent with the Hawaiian Kingdom law, in furtherance of an unlawful usurpation of sovereignty, and will result in or be complicit in the further destruction of the summit areas of Ka'ohe, all violations of international law. No leila, I fully support the Kanahele's petition to declare that the industrialization of Mauna Kea summit areas is contrary to its conservation district designation. I ask that this commission take all steps in its present authority to reject the CDU permit granted for the construction of the TMT and or, consistent with the Kanahele's petition, require UH to first apply for a district boundary amendment and then deny said application. Mahalo.
Mahalo. Petitioner?
No questions, thank you.
Commissioners?
Mr. Kaiama, I'm glad the chair said we don't have to make any more disclosures. I think we consider each other friends from Kailua, so we can dispense with all of that. I'd like to ask you a question, Dexter, and your answer, believe me, I'm not going to take it as either a concession against what you testified to, or I'm not going to take it as even being a little bit in support of any telescopes on Mauna Kea, but it's a broader question which hopefully we can take to heart when we start looking at other decisions we have to make. You know, you and I have spent a lot of time talking about our kids and about the future of Hawaii. You know, we're faced, I think, with a situation where our kids are smart kids. If they want a future, they feel that they have to leave Hawaii, and we don't get to see them very much. I mean, what do we have to do to keep our kids in the community?
And that's a question I think that probably takes us hours to discuss, right? I can just tell you all my children are here, and all my grandchildren are here. And we make that commitment to stay here because this is where we belong, and we understand their struggles with that commitment. So for my family, our family's all here, and we're all committed to be here. So, and we're here because this is where we're from, and this is where we're gonna remain for the rest of our lives. So for me, it's easy. So I know it's difficult for others, but for me and my family, that's an easy decision. Struggles, but easy.
Yeah. Well, if I can follow up with that, does this community, to try to give our kids not necessarily less struggles, because sometimes struggles are good, I think, to develop character, but to give them more opportunities, that the community has to start looking at other industries besides tourism. You know, tourism, working in a hotel, that's an honorable profession. Don't get me wrong about that. But, you know, should our kids have opportunities besides simply serving rich people?
Oh, I wholly agree with that. But I think there are many opportunities here. I think we're starting to see that with the redevelopment of our local ia, our taro farms. I mean, we can become self-sufficient in that way. I think perhaps I would support spending more time and effort by all the commissions in the state of Hawaii looking into those types of things so that we can be self-sufficient, so that we can stay here. So that's my opinion.
Sustainable agriculture.
Sustainable agriculture, aye. And we don't need the TMT for that.
Yeah. Okay, thank you very much, Dexter.
Mahalo.
Appreciate it.
Kaiama. Kalamai.
Kalamai, sorry.
If there was no other questions from the commissioners, I had a question.
Yes.
I want to ask you to clarify your testimony, asking us to reject the CDUP for the TMT. I want to make sure you understand we are not an appellate body from the Supreme Court or from the BLNR. We don't have a chance to review whether that permit per se was issued correctly under the BLNR's rules. And I don't believe that's what the petitioner has asked us.
Well, that's why I said that's what I asked for. And I understood. I said, if it's within your present authority. So the truth is, I haven't attended many LUC proceedings, and I don't have a great deal of experience with it. So that's why I asked, if one, for myself, I asked that you reject. And two, I said, if it's within your present authority. So I understood that it might not be.
Okay.
But I'm saying if it is, that's what I'm asking.
The question that's being asked in front of us is a novel one to review whether or not cumulatively the character of the district has changed to no longer be in compliance with the law. Even if we were being asked to somehow review the CDUP that's been issued for by BLNR for the TMT, we don't have power to review an individual decision by that board. And that's not what we're being asked to review.
I understand that,
Yeah.
but I also believe that the petition carries weight and it should be supported, and that you do have that authority to first require UH to come before you before anything goes forward.
Okay.
So,
Because what we do move land from the conservation district and the agricultural district to the urban district, meaning
sorry, that's me too.
meaning as a body we sometimes make decisions, for instance, to take land that is prime agricultural land and to permanently and irrevocably remove it from the ability to grow food, which is in the Constitution as a priority, in the state constitution. But we do so with a level of diligence required, and we do so with the acknowledgement that, in the case of sometimes removing agricultural land into the urban district, we say, okay, we know our communities need some housing, so we do make that. But we only do that through this district boundary amendment process, and we do it with very extensive conditions in place to make sure that public trust interests are protected.
And that's why my statement was, I understand you have present authority, but I'm also letting you know where I believe, from my opinion, I'm putting you on notice that your authority is tenuous.
Yeah.
So that you need to be careful how you conduct yourself and conduct your authority, administer your authority, so that perhaps later on down the road, you're not in violation of international law.
Mahalo.
Mahalo.